an old man traveling a lone highway.
Came at evening, cold and gray,
to a chasm vast, deep, and wide,
through which was flowing a sullen tide.
The old man crossed in the twilight dim.
The sullen stream had no fear for him,
but he turned when safe on the other side,
and built a bridge to span the tide.
Old man, said a fellow pilgrim near, you are wasting your strength with building here.
Your journey will end with the ending day.
You never again will pass this way.
You've crossed the chasm deep and wide.
Why build this bridge at evening tide?
The builder lifted his old gray head.
Good friend, in the path I have come, he said.
There followed after me today
a youth whose feet must pass this way.
This chasm that has been naught to me,
to that fair-haired youth may a pitfall be.
He too must cross in the twilight dim. Good friend, I build this bridge for him.
The Community Leadership Program pulls people together from all kinds of different areas of the community. And what happens as a result of that is that you are able to cooperate, you are able to collaborate on how to tackle tough problems and to look for unique ways to overcome them.
We grow leaders. We grow leaders that, they're big leaders across the United States, not just here for Huntsville, but they make an impact across the United States.
So we have to set the foundation blocks today that we can build on to make sure that that leadership is there to provide for that future, to provide that we actually get to where we want to be in 5, 10, 15 years. That's the magic of leadership, and that's the magic of Huntsville.
We're visionaries, we're continuing to grow, we're not satisfied with the status quo.
Everyone here is striving for success, but they're doing it in an open, friendly fashion. They're willing to share, they're willing to partner, they understand it's not all about themselves.
The leadership in this town is open to new ideas, and they do want to support the young who want to take something and run with it. And that's exciting. This isn't the type of town where I'm in charge, I'm the one who's going to make the decisions, you guys follow me because I'm the older leader. This is the town where you want to do something? All right, let's do it.
Watching 50 different people from totally different backgrounds coming together to form an actual class, and that magical experience from the beginning of opening retreat to the end of opening retreat when they become a class.
It changed me from breaking me out of that normal path that I walk day to day. You get up, go to work, come home. Well, there's a little bit more to it. There's all these other things, there's all these other people, there's people who have needs that you can go back and help.
It was, at the end of the day, it's approximately 6:30, 7 o'clock. All of us were extremely tired, and they brought us to the NCAC reception area. And they brought in a guest instructor or speaker. And the young lady spoke about ALS, something that I wasn't familiar with. And then she talked about there not even being anything in the state of Alabama to help people with ALS. By the time she finished with the story, there wasn't a dry eye in the room. And then she mentioned that it was her son. You know, for a law enforcement officer that's been doing this for many, many years, I've seen and heard a lot of things, but that's something that impacted me and that's lasted my entire life. Through that story, and me relaying that story to the people that I work with, we have raised thousands and thousands of dollars every year since then. And we do that because she impacted us, and that's what leadership does. If you just give somebody the opportunity, you can change the world.
And the most memorable experience that I had was visiting the Civil Rights Institute in Birmingham, and then coming back and hearing Dr. Hereford's, account of what happened in Huntsville during the Civil Rights Movement, and being so proud of our community and the way that they handled that and the response that they had to that particular situation.
And as a result of leadership,
I became educated much more about our community than I thought I could ever know, and I became inspired to actually run for an elected office and to give back to our community. So for me personally, leadership is the reason I decided to get involved in our community and give back to our community.
Being in law enforcement, I see a lot of what is wrong with the world, and by being involved in Connect, I get to see what is good. People who would want to do things as a volunteer without expecting anything in return.
You guys find a way to bring everybody in the same area, and I will say we all had to remove our masks that we use in a daily life and just become humans. And to me, it was just amazing.
And I tell people all the time, if you want to be involved, you can be involved in Huntsville. And I think that that's probably one of the biggest things through leadership is that I guess they taught me that. And that, if I'm passionate about something, it's easy to figure out, you can go through leadership. I guarantee there's going to be somebody else that's passionate about it, and they're going to be able to get you involved.
It's a game changer. It is a movement in this community that I have been able to see firsthand, both as a class participant and then as a volunteer in the program. To be able to be involved in an organization that has such a depth and breadth of impact is one of the most rewarding experiences that anyone could ever ask to have.
I think every class believes that it's a special class, and I certainly believe that Class 12 was a special class. But beyond that, the ongoing interaction with leadership graduates from all of the classes. It's a wonderful network of professionals and servants in this community who are essentially driven towards the same goal, and that is to make Madison County a better place.
Leadership needs to continue to assess the community and identify needs and develop programs to fill those needs, like the Master's program and Connect and the Management Academy. In fact, Sarah, I think your goal is probably a cradle-to-grave leadership model. I bet there's a pre-K leadership program just around the corner.
We have many leaders in this community, and our organization doesn't have a monopoly on leadership, but I think we're uniquely positioned to motivate and to mobilize leaders in the future, to not only let them know what the needs are, but to get them actively engaged and involved in addressing those needs.
It's a very diverse community, and people are comfortable, I think, seeing like people, whether it's someone who looks like us or somebody that has the same kinds of interests and thoughts or someone that has the same sort of positions. And so it's important that we take a role, leadership takes a role in attracting and promoting that diversity. It's important, again, that somebody takes that role, and leadership has done a very good job in promoting diversity in this community.
I think the future of leadership is the future of Huntsville as well. I think that the more that we're able to introduce people that are new to our community, that are moving in every day, to the great community that we have and the people that we have in our community, the better leadership's going to be, but also the better Huntsville's going to be. Continue to identify the right people, educate them and inspire them to do this. Because if you put great people together, great things happen.
Communities are strong or weak depending on the engagement of the people, how much people care about them and how much they get involved and they make a difference. And it's a difference between weak and strong communities throughout the world.
How blessed we are to live in a community and to enjoy the amenities of the vision of our forefathers, of their hard labor and of their generosity. We are now the visionaries, and we are the forefathers for our children and our grandchildren. And it is our turn to leave Huntsville, Madison, and Madison County a better place for them, as our forefathers did for us.
First and foremost, I think the role is what it has always been. That is to inform leaders and potential leaders of this community, and for leaders and potential leaders to get to know each other. And I think that will always be the mission of leadership. But I think as the number of alumni grows, the cooperative effort of the now more than 1,000 people that have participated in leadership programs will have a more lasting effect on this community.